There's no picture of Meghan Markle graduating from that year in 2003.
The stories would come out. So apparently, according to other journalists, we found out that there were a lot of porky pies probably told to the royals and even to Harry when they met her. And in order to cover up,
what the hell's going on? Here's the book. Here's everything. Why do they have to lie about things like these? Because Meghan Markle clearly doesn't even know what she majored in, and the royal family went along with it.
Here are two documents sitting side by side, and they are not telling the same story at all. The first one comes directly from Northwestern University's own press office, which makes it as official as it gets. Back in November 2017, the university announced that one of its former students had gotten engaged to a British prince. Simple news. Nothing unusual, right? But then things start to shift in a way that makes you pause and look twice. In that announcement, they clearly said she graduated in 2003 with a double major in theater and international studies. Straightforward, clean, and coming directly from the institution that handed out the degree. No guessing, no rumors, no random blogs, just a solid official statement. Now look at the second document. This one comes from the official website of the British royal family. After Meghan Markle became Duchess of Sussex in May 2018, her biography was published there for the entire world to read. But here's where things take a sharp turn. The wording is completely different. Instead of international studies, it suddenly says international relations. And it doesn't stop there. It even calls it a dual degree. Same person, same university, same graduation year, but two totally different academic descriptions sitting on two highly trusted platforms. Now that raises a serious issue, because both of these sources carry weight and they don't match. That means one of them has to be off somewhere, and that's not something you can just brush aside. Here's the detail that often slips past people.
She went on to double major in theater and international relations at Northwestern University in Evanston. This is the monarchy's website, and people will look to it for factual, accurate, truthful information.
Northwestern University is the institution that actually issued the degree. That gives their wording authority. It's their records, their system, their final say. Which means the version published by the British royal family is the one that doesn't line up with the official academic record. And this wasn't some rushed, last-minute situation either. The university's statement came out 6 months before the wedding. 6 full months. That's more than enough time for any professional team to double-check details, confirm accuracy, and make sure everything is perfectly aligned. But somehow, that didn't happen. And fast forward to March 2024, and things get even more unusual. People start asking questions, looking closer, connecting the dots, and suddenly, the entire education detail disappears from the official site. No correction, no explanation, no statement like, "We got this wrong." Nothing. Just gone like it was quietly erased without a trace. So now, the attention shifts in a big way.
Meghan Markle graduated from Northwestern in 2003 with a double major in theater and international studies.
What exactly was originally published? Who was responsible for checking those details before they went live? And how do errors like this slip through without being addressed publicly? Because this goes deeper than just wording, it hits credibility. When something is published on an official platform tied to a royal institution, it carries serious weight. It becomes part of the public record, something people trust and reference. And here's the twist, both versions are still out there.
The website has been now updated. Prior to her marriage to the Duke of Sussex in 2018, and you can see that. Let's see what else it says. Biography's gone. During her time as a working member of the royal family, the Duchess became a patron, and that's about it. But about the Duchess of Sussex, this pretty much suits and the TIG. That's it. No more education, no more humanitarian, no more speaking Spanish, no more speaking English, French. I don't think she even speaks English. She speaks word salad.
The university's statement and the palace's biography are both accessible, both visible, and both telling slightly different stories. Now let's zoom in on that second major, because this is where things get even more specific. You can actually check this yourself in just seconds. Northwestern University does not offer a major called international relations. That's not speculation, it's a verifiable fact. Their academic catalog is open to the public. Their program listings are easy to search and everything is clearly laid out. Go ahead, look through it. Scroll through every section, check every department. You won't find a standalone major with that exact name anywhere. What you will find are related courses, references, and concentrations connected to political science. But a full major, titled International Relations, it's simply not there.
Northwestern University does not offer a standalone undergraduate international relations major, but it offers an international studies major adjunct major and a strong political science major with an international relations subfield. I don't understand where Meghan Markle got that she had a major in international relations when that has never been offered at the university.
The closest match is the Roberta Buffett Institute for Global Affairs International Studies program. That's the official name tied to international studies at the university. And here's another layer. This program itself isn't even a standalone major. It's what Northwestern University calls an adjunct major, and that detail changes everything. This isn't something you can study on its own. It has to be paired with a primary major from another department. In simple terms, it's an add-on.
This is a completely different degree. It's the International Studies program. You cannot get a degree in international relations like the royal website falsely states. That is false. You can get a degree in International Studies program.
Not the main path. And then, now pay close attention because this is where things get precise. Meghan Markle studied theater, and at Northwestern University, theater sits inside the School of Communication. That school runs on its own system, with its own rules and policies clearly laid out for every student. And once you step into that structure, you have to follow it exactly. No shortcuts, no creative interpretations. Here's where it gets even more specific. Students in the School of Communication are not allowed to double major within the same school. That's not advice. It's a firm rule written directly into their academic framework. So whatever combination was studied had to follow a very strict format. And there's really only one way it works. The setup looks like this. Theater as the primary major inside the School of Communication, and International Studies as an adjunct major coming from the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences.
It is not possible to double major in international studies and theater. Look that they say international studies and theater, first of all, because theater is not a degree. She could only have a dual degree, and the dual degree would have been international studies and communications, and they're not offered as such at Northwestern University, nor have they ever been offered as such. And it would have taken a minimum of 5 years because they're not allowed to double count.
2 areas of study, yes, but locked into a very specific structure controlled by the university. That's the only configuration their own system allows, and there's no room to bend that rule. Now here's the part people keep mixing up, and it's a big one. That setup is not a dual degree. At Northwestern University, a dual degree means something completely different. This isn't just wordplay or interchangeable terms. It represents an entirely separate academic credential. The university's own catalog makes this crystal clear, separating double major and dual degree in direct, easy-to-understand language. There's no overlap between the two, but the biography published by the British royal family didn't use double major. It used dual degree. Meanwhile, the university's official press release, the one released earlier, clearly said double major. 2 terms, 2 meanings, 2 very different academic levels. And honestly, this isn't some hidden technical detail buried deep in a system. This is basic information that should be caught quickly. Verifying facts, matching records, and making sure everything lines up. That's standard work for any communications team.
All dual degrees are done in a minimum of 5 years because they're dual degrees. You cannot use the courses or the credits from another course to apply to a different degree. You have to study both at the same time.
The biography on the British royal family website was reportedly prepared by the Kensington Palace team and then approved by Buckingham Palace web staff. These are professionals whose job is to get these details right. So either it slipped through unnoticed or it was never corrected. Now some might say, maybe Meghan provided that wording herself. That's a fair point, so let's follow that path because this part actually has a clear timeline. Go back to October 2013, Meghan Markle gave an interview to Marie Claire. At the time, she was widely recognized for playing Rachel Zane on Suits. The interview had a personal tone. She spoke about her background, her identity, her family, and her university experience. And then she described her degree in her own words. She said she double majored in theater and international relations. That exact phrasing stands out because now you can trace how the wording spread.
I just don't understand how the royal family went along with this without verifying this information because they know full well that this, once they put it on the British monarchy's official website, it gives it credibility. So people don't really want to question it because people would assume that surely they vetoed this information or they verified it, right?
In 2013, she uses international relations in a major magazine interview. After that, media outlets and tabloid bios start repeating the same phrase, copying it directly. And over time, those references begin to shift back and forth, some using one term, some using the other, creating a mix that keeps the confusion alive. Then in 2018, the official biography published by the British royal family uses that exact same wording, international relations. And right there is where things start to clash in a very noticeable way, because 6 months earlier, in November 2017, Northwestern University had already released the correct version, International Studies. The institution that actually issued the degree had already placed the accurate wording into the public record. That means the palace had access to it. They had the official university statement right in front of them. They had months of preparation before a massive global moment. They had teams assigned to verify every single detail carefully, and still, they went with the magazine wording instead. Now watch what happens next, because the timeline starts to raise even more questions. On February 13th, 2024, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle launched Sussex.com, a personal platform to present their projects and work.
What did you study at college?
I double majored theater and international relations, and then I went and worked for the U.S. Embassy for a bit. And
Where?
In Argentina, in Buenos
That's
Aires.
insane.
Then, on March 14th, 2024, Meghan introduces her American Riviera Orchard brand on Instagram. New branding, new visibility, new attention. And then, just 4 days later, on March 18th, 2024, the official website of the British royal family quietly changes something important. The individual biography pages for Harry and Meghan are merged into one shorter profile, trimmed down to around 500 words total. And during that update, one specific section disappears completely. The detailed education section, gone. No correction, no clarification, no note saying, "We updated this." Nothing at all. It's just removed without any direct explanation. That same evening, hello, reports on the change, citing palace sources. And the explanation given? A routine update, a simple refresh of content. Routine, after 6 years of the same wording being publicly visible. Now to be clear, there's no claim here about who personally wrote that original biography back in 2018. That part isn't visible from the outside, but what is visible is what was published and what was later removed once people started looking closer.
I mean, you might say maybe she said it once because she was confused. Maybe she doesn't know what she majored at university, right? But let's hear, because she went everywhere and she said the very same lie.
I did not know until today you're Smarty McSmarty in politics.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I studied international relations and theater.
At the start of March 2024, a new personal brand launches. Within weeks, a specific detail disappears from an official profile. That sequence is documented and easy to track. Now step back for a second, because this is where small details start turning into something much bigger. When a biography is published on an official platform like the British royal family website, it doesn't just sit there quietly. It spreads fast. It gets copied, quoted, screenshotted, and reused across countless sources. Journalists pick it up. Databases pull from it. Even school reports and documentaries repeat it without questioning it. That's how one single line can turn into accepted fact almost overnight. So when the wording says dual degree in international relations, that phrase doesn't stay in one place. It travels. It becomes part of the public image connected to Meghan Markle. And once something is repeated enough times, people stop checking where it originally came from. That's the real impact here, because correcting something later doesn't erase the years it spent circulating everywhere. And removing it completely without explanation, that creates a whole different kind of issue. It leaves a gap where a clear answer should be. So now there are still two versions out there, one precise, one inconsistent, and no official statement explaining why they don't match. The palace doesn't issue a correction, and that decision carries more weight than it might seem, because corrections create a trail. They show what changed, when it changed, and why it changed.
Talk to Andrew Morton, talk to Tom Bauer. All of these people that have written books about her have been like, it's a struggle to get to the truth of who this female was before she meets Prince Harry.
But here, that trail doesn't appear. And that makes the situation feel very different. The two biography pages get merged into one, and just like that, the questionable wording disappears with it. No headline, no retraction, just silence and a quiet edit that most people would never even notice. And the timing, that's where it really stands out. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle launched their own commercial-style website. New branding, new projects, a more independent public image. Then almost immediately after, the official site of the British royal family goes quiet on specific details in their biographies, especially the ones that don't hold up under close checking.
I don't care what Meghan Markle says, guys. I really don't care. She can talk out of her white ass anything she wants to say. But for the monarchy to perpetuate this lie in an official website is serious business. I don't understand why none of the royal reporters are talking about it, questioning this. These lies were being gaslit. And this is not that, oh, it's Meghan's truth. No, these are facts. Meghan's truth or feelings, they don't matter. These are blatant lies that are being put out.
That overlap raises questions. If you want to understand what the palace knew, or at least what it became cautious about, look closely at what it stopped saying. Now, at the same time, something else starts spreading online. A site called CLRN begins circulating in certain corners of the internet. At first glance, it looks official. The name sounds formal. The layout gives off a government-style appearance. And the article it hosts makes a bold claim that Meghan never graduated from Northwestern University at all. Some channels start pointing to it as proof. They call it government-backed. They say it contradicts the university, but that claim doesn't hold up when you actually check what the site really is. Back in 1999, the California Department of Education did fund a real initiative under that name, the California Learning Resource Network, but its role was very specific. It reviewed K-12 educational tools, software, and curriculum resources for schools. That's it. Nothing to do with universities, nothing to do with transcripts, and nothing to do with alumni verification. Eventually, the funding stopped. The original project ended, but the domain clrn.org stayed online. And today, it's run by someone else entirely. The biggest clue is sitting right at the bottom of the page. Scroll down and you'll see a disclosure. The site is part of the Amazon Services LLC Associates program.
The royal family quietly removes Meghan Markle's information. I mean, why didn't they check it? Everything about this woman is false, is fake, and the royal family has gone along with it. And rather than admitting to it, they just simply remove things from the website as though it never happened.
That's not optional. It's a legal requirement when a site earns commission from affiliate links. Real government agencies don't run affiliate marketing pages. Check the contact section and it becomes even more obvious. The phone numbers listed, 209-555-1234 and 209-555-5678, aren't real. The 555 prefix is widely used in films and television because it isn't assigned to actual users. A legitimate state agency would never list placeholder numbers like that. So now look at the situation clearly. On one side, you have Northwestern University, the institution that issued the degree. Their communications office confirms it. Their alumni association confirms it. Even faculty members who taught Meghan Markle have gone on record confirming she graduated in 2003.
The California Learning Resource Network is a website, it's an official government website that tells you what education anybody has who lives in the state of California, even if you didn't graduate from any university there. Did Meghan Markle graduate from Northwestern?
On the other side, you have a repurposed domain running affiliate links with fictional contact details. And somehow, that site starts getting treated as if it carries equal or even greater authority. That shift doesn't happen randomly. It happens because of silence. When the British royal family doesn't clarify, doesn't correct, and doesn't defend what's already on record, it leaves space. In this case, it's a questionable site stepping in right where an official voice could have shut things down instantly. That's no longer about one person. It's about how information is handled or not handled at the highest level. Because when there's no clear answer from the source people expect to hear from, anything that sounds convincing can start taking its place.
Got this email back on January 4th, 2024. There's the name of the person which I'll not show there. My name is So, and I'm a current student and admissions officer. It is not possible to double major in international studies and theater. Look that they say international studies and theater. First of all, because theater is not a degree, okay? She could only have a dual degree, and the dual degree would have been international studies and communications, and they're not offered as such at Northwestern University, nor have they ever been offered as such. And it would have taken a minimum of 5 years because they're not allowed to double count.
The idea that the palace stays silent because it doesn't know what to do doesn't really hold up. There is a playbook, and it has been seen in action before. Look at what happened with Prince Andrew. On October 30th, 2025, King Charles III moved forward with a formal process to remove Andrew's style's titles and honors. This wasn't vague or symbolic, it was structured and documented. By November 3, 2025, official letters patent were dated and signed. The change was real, recorded, and fully formalized. Andrew lost the HRH style in print. His name shifted to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Then on November 5, 2025, the London Gazette published the formal notice. That's the official side, clear, direct, and on record. But now look at the digital side. On the website of the British royal family, his individual biography page simply disappeared. No announcement explaining it, no correction note, no due to recent developments statement, nothing. One day it was there, the next day it wasn't. Anyone who had the page saved suddenly hit a dead link. That's how people noticed, not because it was explained, but because it vanished.
It is a blatant lie, because now the royal family have also removed that she spoke Spanish. Why isn't she talking about her 3-month stint with the host family at the IES Spanish University in Europe?
Media outlets like LBC and News Nation picked up on that absence and reported on it. But the palace itself never stepped in to clarify, and that pattern isn't new. Observers, including long-running coverage voices at BBC, have watched this approach for years. The method is simple: don't explain, don't engage, and let time pass. In Andrew's case, that silence followed years of global headlines and pressure. In Meghan's case, the silence follows a detail that doesn't hold up under closer checking. Two very different situations, but the same response: delete. Don't explain the deletion. Let the public figure it out. That consistency is where things get interesting. Because when you look at how rare it is for the royal household to issue a clear written correction, it stands out in a big way. Think about major moments, from Edward VIII's era, through the fallout involving Princess Diana, all the way to modern interviews and controversies. There's a pattern. You don't see the kind of sentence that standard news outlets use all the time. The previous version contained an error and has been corrected. That wording just doesn't show up in royal communications, and there's a structural reason behind that.
For the record, this website now is July the 2nd, 2025, because I just showed you another video that I did about 16 months ago, which I will leave in the links below, where you see that there's a completely different absolute crap about Meghan Markle.
Under the Freedom of Information Act 2000, the royal household isn't classified as a public authority. That changes everything. It means normal transparency rules don't apply. You can't file a request asking who drafted a specific biography. You can't trace the editorial chain. You can't demand internal clarification. The system simply doesn't require it. So the Crown operates in a space where it can publish information, remove information, and never formally explain either action. And that leaves everyone else, readers, journalists, commentators, trying to piece things together on their own. Because when there's a clear discrepancy and no clarification follows, that silence starts shaping the narrative just as much as any statement would. So bring everything together. The British royal family published a version of a degree title that didn't match what Northwestern University had officially stated. The university's communication in November 2017 used one set of terms. The palace in May 2018 used another. 6 months in between, more than enough time to verify, align, and correct. But that didn't happen. And that version didn't just pass quietly, it stayed live on the official site for nearly 6 years. During that time, it didn't sit still. It spread. Reference works picked it up. Articles repeated it. Databases reflected it. Even the Canadian Encyclopedia carried the palace's exact wording. Dual degree in theater and international relations. And according to its edit history, that phrasing was still there as of March 2025.
What are the royal family going to do? They owe us an explanation. They do need to confirm, because we do need to expose absolutely this terrible woman for who she is, a liar. Why isn't anybody talking about her 3-month stint in Spain? Why? The university didn't have any exchange agreement with them, so which means that her classes would not have been valid. Where is that infamous host family? Why haven't they come and claimed Meghan Markle? It's insanity at its worst. And now the board, that website is a government website where they take all the information from universities. Meghan Markle never returned to university.
That's after the palace itself had already removed the detail. That's how information like this expands. One official line gets copied, repeated, and reinforced until it exists in multiple places, even after the original source quietly steps away from it. Once the Crown publishes something, it doesn't stay in one place. A line posted on the British royal family platform moves into articles, databases, profiles, and reference pages across the internet. That's how it becomes part of the public record. And once it's out there, removing it from one site doesn't pull it back from everywhere else. That's the part people often miss. Then in March 2024, just 4 days after Meghan Markle introduced her American Riviera Orchard brand, the palace made a quiet change. The Sussex biographies were merged into a shorter, shared version. And during that process, the detailed education line disappeared. No correction, no statement, just absence. Now, to be clear, this isn't about questioning whether she graduated. Northwestern University has already confirmed that. Their communications office stated it. Faculty members confirmed teaching her. The Alumni Association acknowledged her publicly. Those are solid first-level institutional facts. What's being questioned is something else entirely. What the palace chose to publish, and what it chose to do when that wording didn't hold up under closer attention. Because the British royal family isn't just observing here. It's the publisher, and that changes the responsibility. The simple version of the story, the one that spreads fast, is Meghan lied. That angle shows up again and again, but the more complex version asks a different question. How did one of the most experienced communications operations in the world publish wording that didn't match the issuing university, let it circulate for years, and then remove it without acknowledging it? That's a different level of focus, because at that point, the attention shifts away from an individual CV and toward institutional decisions. Who approved the 2018 biography at Buckingham Palace? Why wasn't the discrepancy corrected earlier? And why, when the wording started getting attention, was it removed without explanation? Those aren't abstract questions, they have answers. But so far, none have been clearly given.